Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we are looking at the G.I. Joe Classified Series. Jason Shockwave Faria. I didn't know that his name was Jason Faria, to be honest. I remember all my Joes by their code names only. Never really read the file cards. Don't really know much about their backgrounds. I'm not that guy. I just loved the toys. And Shockwave was one of my absolute favorites. Love the deco, love the colors, love that he's got that sort of urban SWAT team kind of thing going on. And the classified figure seems to have taken that and just kind of ratcheted up a couple of notches in terms of the loadout that he gets and the shield and stuff like that. So I'm very, very excited to get this guy in the collection. But before I can take a look at the action figure, let's take a look at the box. So on the front, we get the digital render that we've gotten through the last little bit. I'm still digging these packages. I'm a little bit upset that we are going to a windowed box because I kind of like the aesthetic that they've gone with for these ones. We get the loadout for what is in the accessories up there in the corner, and we get that bit of art down on the side as we've been getting with the name on the bottom. On the side, we get the blue digital image, number 105, the QR code, and the specialty designations in tiny, tiny, tiny. Then on the box, we get the specialty designations again, but much bigger so you can actually see them. We get the full loadout of what comes in the package. Shockwave is 6.2 inches tall. He comes with a bunch of cool stuff. So like I said, I'm excited to take a look. A couple of details that they're calling out, his kind of squinty expression, and then some of the details on the vest. You get a bunch of legalese on the bottom of the back as well as the bottom of the box itself. And then on the side, we get that art in sort of full length. And then at the bottom, number 105 for anybody that's keeping track. There he is, the box. I'm not even going to talk about the image. He's standing in, a riverbed. There's a train in the back. Like, what is that? I don't know. I don't care. Let's get him out of the box. All right, so here we have Shockwave out of the box. He looks fantastic, and they've done a great job in terms of executing the colors. The graphic and the camo is really good. It's really crisp. The paint apps are nice. I've had a couple, issues with paint apps recently. One QC issue with this guy is that he does have one wonky knee joint. You can see that there's like a curve to his knee joint, so he won't stand up properly. That'll easily be fixed with the hot bath, which I give every one of my new figures anyway. So it's not an issue. That'll straighten it right up. But as it is now, he stands kind of funky and doesn't want to stand, straight. There's a lot of parts reused here. We've got Beachhead's legs. We've got the torso and the arms from Grunt. But I'm okay with that because they're used well. I think a lot of people thought that this guy might just be like a straight reuse of Beachhead, that we might just get Beachhead with, a different vest. But it's a new head, new neck, new vest, new secondary. So he's got these wrist brace gauntlet things as well, which I believe are new. The vest is quite nice. You get some ammunition on a little pouch there. There's a knife sheath, more pockets, nice and puffy. He's got the Joe Pro. I appreciate when they include the Joe Pro. And, a little bit of paint on the back as well. So it's not just, plain blue on the back. And as I said, all in all, just a good figure, a well-executed figure. A couple things that are just nitpicks more than anything else. I've got another one of these legs where, it doesn't look like it. Something in the mold went funky because there's a little bit of a gap, but it's just on the inside of the thigh, so I'm not really that worried about that. I've also got a weird thing going on with the shoulder. You can see that it's not just sort of the normal shoulder joint. There's something going on with the plastic there as well. And then from a design perspective, I've made this complaint before, but these arms where they sort of lop them off, you know, where it's just a straight cut in the sculpt where the bicep attaches to the shoulder. When you flex them, you can get a gap, whereas when they sculpt them around, you don't really get that. And that's my complaint. Like, that's why I have that complaint, is that if you put any pressure on this, these joints aren't they're not very tight. So you put pressure on that and you get a tiny little gap, which you can barely see. Oh, there, you can see it better there. You know, when there's no pressure on it, it's fine. But if you put any pressure on it, it's just a little, it's a peg, right? It's just a mushroom peg. So there's not much, you know, resistance. There's nothing holding it there and stopping you from putting that gap in it when you try to move the arm. So that's a little bit of a complaint for me, but as I said, it's a little bit of a nitpick. If I can get this vest to sit a little bit lower, which I'll try to do when I heat it up as well, that arm will go down a little bit further. This arm goes down a little bit further. I'm okay with this arm. This one's just stuck a little bit higher than I would like. It won't fold down any more than that, but yeah, all in all, a pretty good figure. Let's take a look at the accessories. First up, we get his cap, and, you know, pretty iconic. If Shockwave hadn't come with this cap, I would have been very, very upset. They've done a good job with the paint deco on this as well. I would have maybe liked something on the top, but I'm okay with there not being anything on the top because we get that digi camo all the way around. The next big thing he comes with is this big old honking shield, and we get these sort of, you know, I don't think he's, in the spirit of G.I. Joe, I don't think he's killed 4 Cobra, so I don't really know what that necessarily means. We've got either lights or explosives on the front there. I'm more inclined to say lights. Well, I don't know. It's probably explosives, isn't it? Unlike the Alley Viper, this is not adjustable, so this is fixed. So, you know, he can hold on to that handle there, and then that'll clip onto the forearm. Nice and simple, nothing too crazy going on. The sculpting is okay. There's no paint on the back, which is fine. Display wise, you're never going to see that side. There is a little bit of paint on the front. I would have liked to see maybe a little more weathering for the parts that didn't get paint. The gray, you know, a little bit of yellow. The yellow is what's throwing me off. Well, I don't know if it's lights or explosives, because I feel like it's meant to represent lights being yellow. But I know that don't they put like forward facing explosives on these sometimes? Anyway, I don't know. It's cool. It's a cool shield. Then, of course, he comes with his baton. Nice and simple. There's nothing crazy going on here. I suspect this is going to come with Mutt and Junkyard as well. And probably a few figures going forward. I don't think they're just going to use that one for Shockwave. A small knife. I say small, it's not that small. It's sort of medium sized as far as the knives for the classified series go. And then we get this funky knife that's got, you know, serrated on one part and the hook on the top bit there. So that's pretty cool. And then we get 2 of these little guns. I presume it's, you know, some sort of machine gun. These, of course, come with a tiny little clip, and this thing is quite flimsy. It's really, really thin. You know, it's 1.5 millimeters thick, so it's not super easy to like load into the weapon, because it has a tendency to bend and sort of flop around. But, you know, a little bit of patience goes a long way, and you will get it in there. It's just not as firm, and so this one did not go. I did the other one first. This one didn't go in as well, but the second one did. So, I mean, a little bit of heat would probably be fine. But they look cool. I mean, once you get that magazine in there, they do look pretty cool. And I like that these are like dual wielding of these is kind of fun. I like that for Shockwave. Although he can't hold the shield and hold both of those at the same time, so it's kind of a funny combination. to give to a figure that has a shield that he's going to have to carry around. But altogether, I think the loadout on this guy is pretty fun. It's different than anything that we've seen before in the classified series that I can really think of. Another interesting thing, it doesn't come with a backpack, so storage is all sort of on the body. I can't, at first sort of glance, I can't figure out if he can carry this on his person if he's not holding onto it. He's got 2 knife sheaths and 2 holsters for the weapons, but I guess he'll carry the baton, carry the shield, wear the hat, and, you know, be fully loaded up. That might not be my, you know, loadout of choice in terms of getting this guy geared up, but that's seemingly how they've designed him. So let's get this guy all geared up, and I'll give my final thoughts. All right, so there he is all geared up. Now he can carry all of his weapons if you set him up like this with a shield and the baton. The 2 guns will fit in the holsters, and they fit really, really well. Those holsters are designed well. The knife, the big oddly shaped one will fit on the ankle, and then the other one will fit on the vest there. The cap fits nice and snug. It seems a little small, but it is a nice snug fit, so I'm okay with that as long as it stays on, which it does. So I'm not really that upset about that fit. The shield took a little bit to get it. Once you get it on, it fits just right. Like there's sort of a perfect fit for it. And then the baton is a really nice size and fits really well in hand. So all in all, as I said, you know, a good figure. This is one that I would strongly recommend. Shockwave, as I said, is one of my sort of favorite childhood figures. And I'm not disappointed at all. This is one of the better ones that I've seen in a while. You know, I've had some issues with some QC and stuff like that. You can't see his face, so that's why I'm giving you a bit more of a close-up here. But I've had some QC issues and some little nitpick complaints and stuff like that about the last couple figures that I've taken a look at. But no complaints with this one. This guy is a very, very solid release and one that I would very much recommend. I picked this up from eCollectibles.ca, and I would strongly recommend you check out eCollectibles.ca if you need some Joes. Because I think you need this one. This is a great figure. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And if you don't want to miss future videos, hit that bell icon to get notifications. Until next time, bye-bye.